Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we are back on the alt account, ready to take on the brand new 4.4 STARWARD Pure Fiction. For teams, for all of them, we're going to go ahead and run the ultimate damage buff. These will be the teams. On the first half, we have our Evanescia team using Aventurine as our sustainer. Evanescia is our only character here with vertical investment. She does have her E1, although I own Himeko's S1. She is actually going to be on the OG Himeko's Lightcone, so we will be doing an E0S0 Himenova. That is the nice thing about putting a Lightcone instead of an Eidolon. I can take it off whenever I want for a more relatable showcase. And then here we have our Sabermesh team with Tribbie instead of Morton X-Blade, because I do not have him on the alt account. Huohuo will be our sustainer here, because I feel like she's more needed here than on an E1 Evanescia team, which will probably 40k anyway. And then on the final stage, we will go ahead and run this Himenova Verdict team, because I do not have a good Welton discount, nor do I have a Morton X-Blade to pair with it. So yeah, these are going to be the teams. With this being said, I hope you guys enjoy. Full character builds will be at the end, and let's hop right into it. Alright then, and here we are on the first stage with our E1 Evanescia. Of course, I do wish there was a way to deselect Eidolons, you know, just toggle them on or off. Unfortunately, there is not, so we will be showcasing an E1 Evanescia here instead of an E0. That is the nice thing about putting light cones. For example, on Himeko, like I said, this could have been an E0S1 showcase, but instead, we will be doing it with a regular Himeko's light cone, the good old Erudition one. Well, they're both Himeko and Erudition, but anyway, it does not matter. Okay, so then, I will say is, because obviously the enemies on this first wave don't have all that much HP, I don't mind just dumping my Evanescia ult early, because we do have a slight problem with sometimes overcapping on energy in this team in stuff like Memory of Chaos when we want to go ahead and use it at the most optimal moment, whereas this time around, I'm mostly just trying to get as much damage in, and I don't really care about fully maximizing the damage as much. So once again, I think I'm just gonna go right down the middle, hopefully get us some more Sulfite Banger there. Oh, okay, this will trigger our Fox, which will also trigger our Elation skill, which also triggers the Resurgence, or not Resurgence, sorry, that's Zila, the great stuff, whatever, the buff. So now we have all of our ults again, so yeah, ult generation going kinda crazy here, not gonna lie. Go ahead and pop the Yaoguang ultimate, get our Elation and type res buffs up. Also get our EMC buff for our crit damage buff on Evanescia as well. And now we will start seeing some crazy numbers from her, because like I mentioned, E1. Then again, even at E0, this girl, she hits for some crazy damage. Okay, Elation skill should finish us off here. Okay, never mind. We'll probably just end up getting one for free here, like so. Okay, cool. Even the Elation skill is doing a lot of damage because this is AoE. I'm pretty sure the Fox and the Elation skill both do AoE damage, if I'm not mistaken. Although, correct me if I'm wrong. Which means E1 Evanescia is even better in Pure Friction than would be in other game modes if both those attacks are AoE, like I think they are. Like I said, don't quote me on that. I just think that they are. Okay. Aventurine's damage will still be laughable. I do find it funny how we considered him a bit more of an offensive DPS when he came out. Even back then I thought, I'm not sure if this guy's damage contribution is all that high if you don't have his verticals. And who would have thought that we would have gotten to this point of power creep back in like version 2.1 when he released. We're now in version 4.5 and we are seeing some crazy numbers. Then again, Morton X-Blade did make Acheron very insane again, so hey, maybe power creep hasn't been all that bad, or maybe that is a showcase of how power creep supports are nowadays. But anyway, that does not matter. We get another Fox attack, which means we will go ahead and launch another Elation skill, like so, which by itself nearly hits for a mil. So now let's see how much our ult, that's a lot of damage right there. Let the bugs explode, stack up some more vulnerabilities, as well as deal some damage to the boss, which means with this, oh, okay, Fox goes again, and then we will get to do the, okay, never mind, we'll ult before the Elation skill goes off. I pressed a bit too early, but that's fine. I don't mind ending off this rotation with an ultimate. I don't think it's going to make much of a difference. I think we're looking at a 40k either way, because this is an E1 Evanescia with... what was I going to say? E1 Evanescia with basically 3 cycles left to clear. So yeah, we should be chilling here. We basically took 1 cycle to clear both of the first 2 waves, which is very promising. I'd say that's probably the best that we could have asked for, if I'm being entirely honest. It's giving back when Mono Remembrance was just absolutely destroying every single showcase. Can you please hit our Yaoguang so we can hit our ultimate here? No, they will not. Okay, so that means we'll just have to go ahead and pop the Evanescia ultimate here. I don't think we're going to see as crazy high... Never mind, we still see as crazy high damage numbers. It literally does not matter. We can go ahead and I'm just going to go ahead and pop another ult because, once again, like I said, I do not want to overcap on energy here. The most important thing when running a character like Evanescia in Pure Fiction is damage frequency over min-maxing our damage, because, you know, we deal enough damage either way. We just want to make sure we can get as many ults out for big enough hits rather than maximum sized hits. Also, I will say our Aha instants are doing quite a bit of damage there. As you can see, even Yaoguang herself is doing quite a bit here. To be fair, Yaoguang does always bring a decent sub DPS just here, so here in Pure Friction more so than usual. And then, okay, the ultimate, let's see, predict, who thinks 5 million? I think 5 million, the answer is 4.6 million, my bad guys, I shouldn't have opened my mouth. Once again, okay, let's see how much Yaoguang is doing. That's 2 mil from Yaoguang. EMC, your damage numbers always leave a bit to be, actually was that 183, okay, that's kind of satisfying, not gonna lie, kind of aura. Okay, we are at about 50% HP and we've used up nearly one, actually I would say nearly one cycle, but then again we get so much energy that I wouldn't quite call this one cycle. Let's just go ahead and use our skill to generate a bit more Sulfide Banger and see how much this ultimate will go ahead and do. That's 4.7 mil, we love to see it. Get that War Armor, get us some more energy regeneration. If our EMC skills here, we should get our ultimate like so, which will go ahead and trigger an Elation skill into a Fox attack because we get our energy. Okay, yeah, so here we get 2 Elation skills as well for 2.6 mil on the Elation skill alone, and then another 2.6 mil on it. And now with the ultimate, this will definitely get us over a third way through the fight. There we go. Okay, 4 mil damage, and we are at 27%. So basically we did 3/4 of Japod's health in a singular cycle. I will definitely go ahead and take that. Quite a few actions remaining until we go ahead and okay, we get even more Evanescia. This is why her E1 is just so crazy. Gives you so much. It gives you a nice damage increase with the old type res. Gives you more energy. Gives you more Sulfide Banger, which generates to also more energy, which also generates to more damage, and more ults also generates to more. It's just, I can't stop glazing Evanescia E1. It's literally so insane. Okay, and we will go ahead and end this on this current cycle with an ultimate in some great style, with a whole cycle remaining. Did I jinx myself? It seems that okay, never mind, I didn't jinx myself, but we did leave it on 1% HP, but luckily we triggered our buff again, so we go ahead and end it with an Aha instant from Yaoguang's ultimate, as opposed to an Evanescia ult. Will it be EMC? Yep, after I said EMC's damage leaves much to be desired, he is the one to end the fight. But there we go, that's a 140k, I'll definitely take it. And now we're on to node 2, where I'm maybe a bit less confident because we are still running an E0 Tribbie, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, the clear I did left a bit to be desired with, so we're gonna go ahead and try it again, because I feel like we definitely can go ahead and get 30k here. It shouldn't be all that difficult. So of course we do still have the 40k from our first stage. I want to get to about 70k this run. What I'm going to go ahead and do is get our Huohuo ultimate, but not use it quite yet. And now after using the Saber skill, I will, just to trigger her action forward, which gives us one more action for our follow-up attack from the Gilgamesh stuff. And then we will also go ahead and get our Gilgamesh ultimate from that. And then only after this will I go ahead and use Tribbie's ultimate for the action forward. I'm prioritizing the action forward over the buffing, just because we do so much damage right now that I think the buffing is more important. The action forward from DDD S5 is more important than buffing up our damage, because like I said, we already deal so much with these guys' ultimates. The scalings are absolutely insane. It's just about making sure that we get them quickly enough. This is the same strat I tend to use in MOC, and then I tend to use another dance proc. to go ahead and get Gilgamesh to act one more time so that we can trigger the follow-up, then trigger the action forward, then get another Saber ultimate, which should be enough normally to clear a stage, at least one in which they're decently favored in. Okay, anyway, follow-up attack goes off, deals about 700k there, we'll definitely take it. We go ahead and get the action forward on our Saber. Skill does some okay damage, and then the ultimate should finish things off here for us. Although 9%, does this go down? It's 4% HP. It's really unfortunate. We're just one enemy short. We don't have a quick fire way to take down any enemies here. You know, this shouldn't be a restop. I'm not 100% sure. Ooh, we are a bit overcapped here on energy. Actually, I think, you know what, I'm just gonna have to go ahead and finish this off with a Gilgamesh ultimate. See, I could go ahead and, you know, just wait for something, but I think I'm just gonna go ahead and prioritize using the Tribbie ultimate here. Also, we should get some more energy from that buff activation there, so we should be fine. Yeah, okay, Gilgamesh is close enough to his ultimate. Also, we're gonna use Saber's ult soon, so he should get a decent bit of energy from that as well, so I think that was fine to do. Oh yeah, also that Evanescia clear, I think even an E0 Evanescia could have cleared in 40k, just because we didn't even give her Huohuo this time around. So yeah, kind of crazy stuff if you ask me. She is just so OP. One thing I will say is that this boss is really OP without and then, you know, if you're not using dot, it can be a bit painful. But then again, I feel like when I do this on my main, I probably won't even use dot, just because I don't think it will end up doing that well on the pom-pom boss. And also, Ashblade is just way too juicy not to use. So yeah, okay, let's go ahead and use our enhanced basic on Saber. This will also give us our follow-up, which deals a lot of damage there. I will go ahead and use the action forward on Tribbie, although, okay, yeah, maybe I used it at a slightly wrong time. I should have waited for Saber to go. I was just because she didn't pop up in my action bar, or at least I didn't see it. I couldn't tell that she was about to go, so I did unfortunately waste a dance because Saber did not get action forwarded. To be fair, at least Gilgamesh did, but yeah, that's could have done that a bit better, but oh well, we'll take that one misplay, I suppose. And then there was also that 4%. I feel like there's, when it comes to these runs on the second stage specifically, there's just tiny things I need to improve, which could take the runs straight to the next level. If I had something like a Molten Axe Blade on this account, it would have been much cleaner, I think, possibly. Although maybe the lack of dance would be felt, I don't know. But hey, if we were to get a buffer in this team that's as strong as Molten Axe Blade with an action forward, that would go kinda hard if you ask me. Wink wink nudge nudge. Okay, anyway, go ahead and use our Gilgamesh ultimate here. Enuma Elish for 1.8 mil there. We'll take it. We are getting close to finishing this stage. We do have a dance coming up soon, although I will wait to use it, because I do want our Saber and Gilgamesh to take their turn. Actually, you know what? No, I'm going to go ahead and use it just because I want to prioritize Saber. Okay, never mind. Saber is getting her action forward. Anyway, I didn't see that. Did she get hit, or was that there the entire time? I couldn't tell. Or is it just sometimes dodgy the way it shows up on the action bar? I can't tell. Although it is certainly unfortunate, I will put it that way. Okay, 6 out of 8. Let's go ahead and make that 7 with this Saber ultimate. Although that doesn't actually take the boss's HP down. I believe this is one of the unenhanced ones, which is definitely unfortunate. Yeah, not ideal. Definitely some minor improvements could be made to this clear right here. You know what, let's just go straight down the middle. Hopefully this takes out the 2 adjacent enemies. The answer is yes, it does. And we get the follow-up, and this should finish things. Hopefully 1%. And okay, 0%. Cool, it does finish things. I was scared there for a second that it would not. Okay then, our buff here is about to end. Although if we use Huohuo's skill, it should give it to us. Okay, yeah, perfect, it does. I should have used Tribbie ult and then Huohuo ultimate. I am so dumb. Yeah, I'd say that's my 3rd mistake already this run. It's, gosh, although I will say we are kind of looking on track to get about 30k. Nice damage there out of our Gilgamesh. We do get the energy buff there for our Saber, which is nice. So let's go ahead and pop this ultimate now. Let's see. Then again, Pomon does have his damage reduction up, although we will still at least do decent damage to the adjacent enemies. But yeah, the adjacent enemies, after the Purification rework, I've been saying this, but they just have so much HP in the 3rd stage. It is kind of crazy. Go ahead and pop our skill here. It will get us decently close to our ultimate. Probably one more turn. We probably won't get it from being hit. This is getting a bit closer than I would have hoped for. Then again, we do have a Himeko on the final run. Obviously she doesn't have her S1, but even then, in pure fiction, I'm confident enough in our erudition here. I'm just gonna go down the side here because I want to take out this enemy. Did it even take him out? I don't think it did. Do we get Huohuo ultimate of this? No, we do not, unfortunate. Oh, but we do get it there, which is nice at least. I think I will just go down the center this time around and then pop the Huohuo ultimate again. This should give us our action forward. Ooh, actually, I think I do want to go ahead and prioritize using Gilgamesh ultimate here, just so that we get the refund from our Saber. Although first, I want to take out these two enemies on the side, so that we get two new fresh enemies for our Gilgamesh to absolutely destroy here. Ooh, I just realized that might end up overcapping us on energy. In me trying to optimize our damage, I think I might have just overcapped. Obviously, she does have her energy overcap. I think we actually no. I think we didn't overcap much. Maybe by like 10 energy from taking out two enemies. I think that's at most. So I think we're fine. But definitely at least 3 major things have not gone our way this run, which definitely could have helped improve the result. I'm just gonna go ahead and pop this Tribbie ultimate already. Or maybe that was a bad idea. Maybe I should have done it after the surging grid ended so that I could go ahead and get it sooner. I don't know. I feel like I'm choking right now, unfortunately. Go ahead and skill here on our Huohuo. On the bright side, we only need a score of about 30k on our Himeko, which, like I said, our erudition units should definitely be able to do. Go ahead and use our Gilgamesh ultimate here for a lovely 2.1 million damage. We are definitely going through the boss's HP bar here. Okay, that's nice. Okay, we do get our ultimate here on Saber. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and... Oh my god, I've messed up another DDD. I've messed up another Saber DDD. Actually, I don't think that would have mattered because it didn't even action forwards Gilgamesh to the next one. Oh, actually it did, but yeah, I don't think that DDD will have mattered as much, but I'm still saying this is at least 3 mistakes I've made. Also, maybe I should prioritize using skill there over... Yeah, I probably should have prioritized using a skill there. Maybe that is a 4th mistake. But I mean, I think the clear is good enough to get us to where we want to be. I will say definitely felt some mistakes in that round. But hey, at least we still got 30k. And that's using an E0S0 Tribbie. So you know what? I'll take it. With that being said, let's move on to the Himeko run. I definitely feel like we could have gone a better score. At least 33k. Maybe even 35. Maybe that's a stretch. But I feel like the team definitely has the potential. But like I said, I have pointed out those mistakes. So if you want to replicate this, make sure you don't make the ones I did, but onto the 3rd stage. Alright then, and here we are on the final stage. We only need to get a score of just under 28,000 in order to get our... Oops, didn't proc that. I pressed E instead of left click as I normally do on Castris. My bad, I just played Castris for so long, I got a bit brain rotted. But yeah, we don't need that high of a score. Like I said, this is our erudition character, so I do have very high hopes here. Similar to Herta when she released, although I will say using an E0S0 Herta in pure fiction. Yeah, no thank you. Once originally released, I preferred using Anaxa in pure fiction, and now even more so. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and use our assist skill here, and then go ahead and use our sparkle ultimate. This will go ahead and trigger our verdict assist skill, and that will give us our ultimate. Like I said, normally I'd go ahead and wait to get all of our buffs up, but I'm not going to do that this time around, simply because, like I said, during the Evanescia runs, the DPS here doesn't matter quite as much. What's more important is making sure we get off enough attacks. So, just going to go ahead and pop an early ultimate, because here we're going to get the energy from Sunday's ultimate, from the assist skill, and then the action forward. So, you know, I don't want to waste that energy when we were able to clear the entire wave anyway. Okay, let's see. Well, that... Okay, we don't get the energy for our ultimate from using that assist skill. That is unfortunate. Also, I feel like energy generation is definitely more important when we don't even have the light con, just because I feel like the main advantage of the light con is, you know, not only the damage it provides, but also the energy generation makes it quite insane. Anyway, our assist skill is doing a ton of damage, and there we go, we already have our ultimate back up, so I have a very high hopes for this, to say the least. Okay, we're already doing some crazy stuff here. Oh, okay, we cleared the entire wave, so I guess it's gonna go ahead and let us do it all over again. Well, not all over again, we still have, you know, 3 more Qs we can use, then our E, and then our finisher, which once again will take out the entire wave, at least most likely. Okay, there we go. 19% HP left. We should be able to take this out with our remaining assist skills. We will also go ahead and get a vertical. Oh, okay. Dan Heng's dragon takes something out as well. You know, not something you see very often, but very, you know, not necessarily rewarding, but very welcoming to see it happen. Okay, gonna go ahead and pop the assist skill once again. Okay, decent damage, and then we will be able to use our ult as well, and maybe the ult itself might kill, to be honest. Let's see. Never mind, 4% HP, but the assist skill will go ahead and take the job done more than satisfactory. And we still do get 2 more assist skills. We get to use one from our Sparkle, and this should actually give us another ultimate. Yeah, it definitely gives us another ultimate. I remember first time around using Himenova without the light con, you know, the ultimates were a bit suspect, but I think energy generation from killing enemies in Pure Fiction makes it a decent bit easier. So yeah, I will say I feel like Pure Fiction is the one game mode where she is least reliant on her light con. I'm pretty sure also it will be better to run a Verdict team here, but like I said, I do not have more than X Blade for it, so we will just be running the Verdict team instead. We will go ahead and, you know, let me use the ultimate on our Sparksy, just refresh buffs, and then also get us closer to that Verdict. We won't get our Sunday ultimate here, but, you know, we'll get close enough. And we do get to still assist skill on our Himeko's turn for 1.5 million damage. We love to see it. Enemies are action forwarding. This might... Okay, there we go. We get our Sunday ultimate from that. Ooh, okay, I popped this too early. I didn't realize that another enemy was being taken out. So this means that I have gone ahead and wasted the energy from Sunday's ultimate, as well as Himeko using her assist skill itself from the Verdict stuff. So yeah, that is unfortunate, not what you like to see, but well, not much I can fix that. Well, no, there is more I can fix there. I could have just not pressed Sunday's ultimate because we were going to get the energy from killing that boss. I just had to pay more attention to the fact that they were about to give us energy. Okay, we got a lot of energy from that, goddamn. I'll take it. We'll go ahead and use our Sparkle ultimate here. Once again, get the Verdict going, at least the assist skill from it. Okay, nice, 1.5 mil here. The enemies get action forwarded again. Do we get more energy refund? No, we do not, but that's fine. We should get it from, honestly, just one more assist skill would probably get the job done. If you want to go ahead and hit Sunday again, no, you do not. That's unfortunate. Oh, okay, but you do. Thank you very much. Much obliged. Go ahead and... I'm not sure. Okay, it does give us our Himeko ultimate. I wasn't sure if it would, but it does. That's perfect. That actually works out very much in our favor. And okay, we will also get a lot of energy refund once again from killing those smaller enemies, and also it will of course do damage to the boss as well. So okay, they're doing about 3% each. We're getting a lot of energy back here. We love to see it. And this will, okay, I think this assist skill should finish the fight for us here. Let's see. Okay, never mind, not quite yet. We are a bit AV, like a decent amount of AV off as well. Although it's fine, shouldn't cause too much of a problem. We do have our, you know what, I'm just gonna go ahead and pop the Sunday skill. I know this is gonna waste a bit of energy, but I don't want to go, I think I'd rather waste a bit of energy as opposed to a bit of AV. So yeah, it will have to be what, you know, it is what it is. Go ahead and, okay, 1%, so hopefully one skill will do the job. Okay, never mind. Ooh, okay, never mind, I feel like I wasted this ultimate. Yeah, because this is not ending our turn here, so yeah, this is a bit unfortunate. I think I misplayed that a bit, just to save a little bit of AV, or maybe it was the right thing to do. I'm not entirely certain. I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But we're very close to the 99k. We need to actually clear the Starward mode. Also, we got the energy refund from that, so actually I don't think it's the end of the world. Maybe saving the AV there was worth it. I'm not all that sure. Okay, we do get our Himeko ultimate here, which is very, very nice for us. Go ahead and just pop this again. So boss is on 99% HP. Let's see what it goes down to when we're done with the ultimate. I'm hoping this takes out all of the summons, because, you know, this is our Erudition character, although, okay, never mind, not quite, but the job's very nearly done, at least. So let's see, will the assist skill get it done? Okay, yeah, it takes out most of them. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm definitely happy with that showing there. We do have all of our ults available as well, so this is going to be quite a bit of energy flowing into our Himeko right here, because we get the energy from the ult as well, and then we'll get the verdict assist skill as well. This won't give us our ultimate, unfortunately, but we are definitely closing in. Just might as well go ahead and pop the Sparksel. Okay, that's not even close to being right, to be honest. I should have just picked one or the other. Okay, hoping Himeko gets hit here so that we can go ahead and get our ultimate. Otherwise it would be a bit annoying if not, because we are right next to... Ooh, okay, we get crowd control there on our Danheng. Unfortunate not to... Okay, actually, does Danheng have effect res? I don't think he does. Okay, please. Okay, yeah, okay, that's the exact attack I wanted to see, so we don't have to go ahead and waste any energy. This should go ahead and bring us to 99k with still a cycle left to clear, so I'm gonna be very happy with that. And there we go, that is out exactly 100k. I love to see it. I could end it right here if I wanted to, but of course I'm not gonna do that. We are gonna see this through to the very end. Unfortunate that we have to go ahead and refresh our skill here, but oh well. Beggars can't be choosers, I suppose. Go ahead and action advance our Himeko once again. And at least now we get to use the offensive assist skill for, once again, 1.5 mil. And we do also get the cleanse from Danheng's dragon acting as well. So not going to go ahead and complain about that. And we get the assist skill. And we actually do get our ultimate here as well. Which, you know what, I'll go ahead and use it for the verdict. Because as soon as the, our buffed state... Okay, never mind. We don't quite get the ultimate. Okay, I should have held off on the ultimate, never mind, because we were going to get the energy from this. That is certainly unfortunate, but it is what it is. Also, it's not that deep. We already got our Starward clear here. We're just trying to score max right now, so not the end of the world, far from it. In fact, nice 4.2 million there. Okay, and we enter our state again. Ooh, I should have used the Sunday ultimate sooner. Ooh, I definitely should have used the Sunday ultimate sooner, because now we don't get to use it, and it's gonna be a while until we get our cleanse from our Danheng. It also means we don't get the verdict assist skill here to help funnel a bit more energy in. This is really unfortunate, and we also could have got the energy from the Sunday ultimate. At least it won't ruin our speed tuning here, but we are really behind on AV here, unfortunately. Yeah, not what you like to see whatsoever. Ooh, and now Himeko is CC'd as well. Yeah, it's fine, the dragon should take care of this like so. Hello, can I press my Sunday, please? Sunday ultimate. Hello. Game. Hello. Okay. Okay. Fixed. It just had to hold tab. I've never had that happen before, but oh well. First time for everything, I suppose. Okay. At least now our energy. Okay. You know what? Our energy rotational is fine there. It was just a bit annoying that we had to wait off on it. Once again, I don't care all that much because, I'm not stressing. We already got our Starward clear, so it is what it is. Go ahead and just keep attacking away. We should be able to get at least one more Himeko ultimate in, at least you would assume so. Let's go ahead and get our action advance. Oop, we do have to refresh our skill here. Unfortunate, I was hoping we could go ahead and finish off the enemies, but it is what it is. Okay, refresh the skill here just because we don't want to miss out on the buffs from it. Now we can go ahead and assist skill on Sunday's turn. Doesn't quite take out our foes. Go ahead and do it on Himeko's turn. It does a bit more damage here. Okay, and it does take care of most of them. That's nice. Go ahead and use Sparkle's ultimate here. We should get our Himeko ultimate here. At least I am hoping that we do. Not quite, unfortunate. Oh, I was gonna say we just need to get hit here, but not CC'd, and that's exactly what happens. Okay, cool. So we do get at least one more Himeko ultimate in, and this will go ahead and deal, let's see, 3 million? No, 1.7 million. I was a bit ambitious. Whoopsie daisies, ignore that. Okay, we get hit here. This might actually end up allowing us to get off just about one more ultimate. We'll see, because yeah, I think that puts us in range for Sunday's skill. Oh, and with that energy buff, it definitely does. I just need to not get... Okay, I was gonna say I just need to not get CC'd here, but never mind. Does Sunday's ultimate cleanse? I don't quite remember. The answer is no. I know that Sparkle doesn't cleanse, so we don't actually get an extra turn here, which is unfortunate, but oh well. Go ahead and use the assist skill on our Sunday 900k there. Luckily the robot still acts when we're cleansed, otherwise that would have been problematic. Okay, let's go ahead and use our Sunday ultimate here just to make sure we have all of our buffs up and make sure we get the Angie as well. Once again, use the skill, maximize our self buffs, and now we hop into the mech. Let's see how much will we deal. We go for 1.9 mil here. After the third E, it's 3.4 mil, and with the final hit, we are looking at okay. Wow. That was because of the enemies dealing damage to themselves, but there we go, a score of 107k, comfortably cleared the 99k threshold. Definitely improvements we could have made, slight improvements we could have made to the last run, and especially ones we could have made onto the second run. But you know what, I will take it. So that being said, let's move on to the character builds and outro. Well then, I am very, very happy with those clears, especially the E1 EVANESCIA, but that is to be expected. Also happy with the HIMEKO run. Definitely could have made some minor improvements there, and then with the S1, it of course would have went even better. But hey, that was actually a pretty solid E0S0 performance in pure fiction for her, which to be fair is expected of a erudition unit, although it is definitely better than the E0S0 performance in MOC, where I definitely do think she is a lot more S1 reliant. But in pure fiction, I do feel like you can get away with it. Anyway, with that being said, let's go ahead and quickly show off some of our character builds. So EVANESCIA is probably the best build character that I used in this run. Pardon me, by the way. S5 of that event, Elation, light cone, and then here we have over 30 crit value on both of our pieces here, 14.5 crit rate on our crit damage piece with a speed stat as well. Here we have 29 crit value instead of 30. Wow, what a bricked piece. And then here we have about 28 crit value. Wow, not even 30. Sucks, what can I say? And then here we have 26 crit value. Wow, what horrible pieces. JK, anything above 25 crit value I consider good. And yeah, I'm very proud of this EVANESCIA build. Might even be better than the Face Shao build on the main account. And then she does have her E1 here. Yaoguang is 170 speed, full speed tuning. EVANESCIA is 136, and then our EMC is 162, which brings our heart to a speed of 137. So EVANESCIA acts right afterwards to maximize energy and certified banger. For the rest of our Yaoguang build, it looks like this. In battle, she will be on 100 crit rate. She does have the S5 Mushy Shrooms, and then she also does get the crit damage buff in battle as well. And then we do also have our own Lushaka for extra attack for our EVANESCIA. She is E0, like I said, the only one having any vertical in this run is EVANESCIA, and then our EMC S5 had to store traces mostly maxed out, at least the important ones are. And then here, just getting as much speed and crit rate as we can for the most part. And then once again, Lushaka, maximize our stuff for our thingy. EVANESCIA, there we go. And then Aventurine is on 139 speed, 3.7k defense. I haven't switched them over to day one of my new life, just because I can't be asked leveling it, and the sustain is good enough. We do have the skill maxed out just for the shield. I should probably get that defense trace, but oh well. We do have him on the new defense set just to give a bit more offensive stats to our team, and then he is on Broken Keel. Sorry, not Broken Keel, Fleet of the Ageless. I didn't even realize he was on Fleet of the Ageless. Oh wow. Goddamn, that is kind of sucky. I should have changed that to Broken Keel or Lushaka. I never even realized he was on Fleet of the Ageless. Wow. Anyway, moving on to our Sabermesh team. 134 speed, speed boots on our Saber, 80 crit, becomes 100 in battle, 138 crit damage. S5 of the Full of Neon. I'm still doing my pulse to get to 200, then she will have Gilgamesh's light gun, and then Gilgamesh will swap over to Full of Neon. And then here we have solid pieces, over 25 crit value on both these pieces, 19.4 crit damage on our crit rate piece. And then here we have two wasted rolls, but oh well, what can we do? And then we do have her on the brand new play enrollment set. Unfortunately, we don't have wind damage for her quite yet, but we are just, you know, we're using what we can get for the time being at least. And then also E0, Gilgamesh is on base speed, we're relying on his interest, 91% crit rate. Not quite 100%, but oh well, what can we do? 166 crit damage as well. Although with Izmo, that does actually become 100% in battle. I forgot, so he is actually 100% crit rate. We do have a very nice over 30 crit value piece here, 28% crit value piece here, 22 crit damage on our crit rate roll here, and then here some solid over 30 crit value boots with the crit damage roll alone, which is very, very nice. And then here on Izmo, we have a solid piece here, and this one kinda sucks, so we're just gonna swiftly move on. Eidolons, once again, E0. Our Huohuo is on 5.5k HP, 147 speed. You know, her offensive stats don't really matter here as much. Shed Feeling, Traces, Warrior Goddess, offensive stats to both our Saber and Gilgamesh because they do quite a bit of damage. And then she is also on Lushaka for our Saber just because they just so that she can get the attack as well. And then who am I missing? I am missing Tribbie. There we go. Tribbie is just on 90 speed, S5 DED. You know, her other stuff here doesn't matter. Maxed out her buffing stuff, not her offensive stats, because she doesn't deal as much damage on this team. She is on Fleet of the Ageless as well. Whoopsie daisies. You know, like I said, alt account, so was abandoned for a while, not the best planners. Anyway, Himenova, base speed, 78% crit rate, 151 crit damage on old Himeko LC, just because it is pretty damn good in AoE. On the Navigator set, here we have, you know, mid 22% crit value. Well, it's not mid, it's decent, but oh well. No 25 crit value pieces here. This piece is solid 23 crit damage on our crit rate piece. The boots, I'm happy with, over 30 crit value. And then the root and arena with 3 wasted rolls, unfortunate, no crit rate on it. And then here, this piece actually isn't as bad, you know, it is still over 20% crit value, so I will take it. I definitely do want an improved piece here though. But yeah, I am still working on getting a good new set on her, but that is very much a work in progress. So yeah. Okay, anyway, Eidolon's E0, Sunday is 161 speed, Sparkle is 163 speed, 212 crit damage on the Bronya Lightcon for our Sunday relics, 2-piece speed so that we can hit that speed tuning that we want. Lushaka for the attack for our Himeko. Similarly, Sparkle, her Lightcon kind of sucks. She is on past and future. I hope to get another Bronya Lightcon so I can give it to her. We aren't running any dance. She's here, 2-piece speed once again so that we can get that speed tuning. Lushaka for attack for our Himeko, and then Dunhong for a second verdict unit, 138 speed on the highest base attack Lightcon that I currently own, that is not in use. And then also on the Shielder set for those offensive stats for our Himenova, and once again another Lushaka, and then E0. So yeah, that's it for our character builds. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know how the Pure Fiction went for you. With that being said, I'll see you guys next time. See ya.